52% in favor of Krystianer. So it was very close, very back and forth in 2023 between the two players. This year specifically has been Krystianer's year. And it isn't just Krystianer beating Gerald non-stop. If you were here for it a couple of months ago, in the House LAN event, Krystianer, he performed insanely well. He got second place. He beat Spirit and a laser. Like Krystianer, he popped off quite hard at that LAN event, and it was very impressive what he was able to achieve. He didn't win the event, but he beat both Spirit and a laser, the top two players of his country, of Poland, to make it that far. And clearly he's been dominant over his Protoss opponent as well. So yeah, the year of Krystianer in a way. But regardless, we're getting into the grand finals. We have made it. It's been a lot of players, a lot of matches, a lot of series so far, but we've come down to only 2 players. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. And if you are in the chat, predictions. Hold on. Predictions will soon be open. Give me a moment here to set it up. And there it is. Predictions are open. Place your bets in the chat for how you believe this series will go. Who will come out on top? Predictions open. There we go. Best of luck here. I did mention that Krystianer has won 100% of the time against Gerald this year. That is true. But Gerald has taken maps and he's forced the ace match time and time again. It is very back and forth, and I want to believe that today could be the day that Gerald takes his first series against Krystianer of 2024. I want to believe. As for now, 2-gate opener. It's going to be a 2-gate opener out of Gerald, 2-gate opener out of Krystianer. Mirrored build so far. So far, at least. Getting into our cyber cores. And we have our first students of choice. No one has opted to proxy their pylon. They have the pylon in the main for Krystianer and Gerald. And we're opening up double Stalker and double Stalker. So far, perfectly mirrored builds. Like, it's the exact same builds here from both players. No one has deviated yet. And again, this is what we expect between these two. Both very close in skill. The best Protoss in Poland. And for now, we're just hunting down these probes. So Krystianer intentionally hides one of his Stalkers. Keeps it hidden. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he will be escaping. Yeah, he does escape with his own probe. Does make it back home. Does race back home. Both players going to be expanding. Both players taking their naturals. Gerald following up with Stalkers with sentries. We're going for a sentry follow-up. And again, sentries, they play a pivotal role in PvP. The reason for this is because sentries give you a free scout. And it's so important to scout here in this matchup, because it could be a Stargate opener, Robo, Twilight Council. There could not be an expansion. There's just so much variety here in PvP and so many builds and so many compositions. It's so important to get a scout off to get a read on what exactly your opponent's doing. So we have that sentry. Krystianer, he does rock up. Does have the Stalker lead. Doesn't quite commit though. There is a safety shield battery on the low ground, so he can't win a fight. He goes for the shield battery. And it looks like he might be able to get it. He will! One more volley. What about when he will barely get the shield battery? Nice pick off there. Good control out of Krystianer. Doesn't lose any units. Only shields and a little bit of hull damage on one of those Stalkers. So very nice control out of Krystianer. Very crisp micro. As he does pull back, he forces out another shield battery. Behind this, Blink is on the way for Krystianer. Blink also on the way for Gerald. As we are soon moving out with those hallucinations. Again, neither player has seen the main base ever since their initial probes. So we're moving out. Likewise, we should be going for a hallucination scout soon as well. And there it is. So we do have the first scout from Krystianer. He gets eyes on the third gateway. He sees the Twilight Council researching. So he's aware he's behind in production overall. Going for a safety robo. Does confirm saturation. Now, if this was any other player, I would say, yo, third gateway, this could just be the beginning of a 2-base all-in. We have learned recently, as we've been casting a lot of Gerald, is that Gerald does like going for a safety third gateway, then into a third. There it is. Third base is on the way. It's just a very safe way to play here from Gerald. Meanwhile, Krystianer goes for his own third. On location, Gerald coming in for a denial. Hoping to try and force a cancel. Does get a couple of hits in. Force fields are thrown down. Does force a cancel. Big moves out of Gerald. Blink is not done. Force fields are king. And Krystianer, he's going to be down a base. He's going to be behind in his third base timing. So very nice move there out of Gerald. Good move overall. Also scattered his opponent. He saw the lack of gateway. He saw the Twilight Council. And I believe Gerald... Did he see the robo? He did. Did see the robo as well. Scout confirms a third. Krystianer, he now knows that he's behind with his third base timing. The pressure is now on the blue Protoss to get damage done. Meanwhile, Geralt is happily enjoying his lead. All he has to do is defend. Ooh, as we do catch out a couple of these Stalkers. Good blinks out of Geralt. Does save them. Oh my god. Almost bleeding out a Stalker. Krystianer does shuffle them around. Adepts take shade into the base. We catch the sentries. We get one, we get two. We get 3 sentries. Big pick offset by Krystianer, but we are committed. We dive deeper and deeper into the main base. Looking to blink out. We snipe the pylon. We depower the gateways. Good movement overall. But how much do we lose in the retreats as we are bleeding out Stalkers? Oof. Looking at the units lost tab here, Krystianer, he loses 6 Stalkers and 2 Adepts for 3 probes, 3 sentries, and 2 Stalkers of Geralt. And even almost an even trade gas-wise. Almost. And I do have to say that I do like Krystianer's snipes a little bit better. It did disrupt the production as gateways are just now being repowered. More importantly, we killed the sentries. NG-based units, always good pickoffs. With that, Krystianer is going to be taking another base, taking his third. Now, because of those losses, Krystianer, he is down in army. He's down in Stalkers, he is vulnerable, and Geralt is pushing. He is spotted by the probe. Krystianer's going to rotate. Even though he's rotating over, can he save the base? For now, he will. For now, he will save it. Does force back the army. Immortals are amassing. So Krystianer, he's down in Stalkers, but he's got the Immortals. They will make up for it. They will make up for his deficit. As Geralt, he's going for DTs. Oh my. Dark Shrine is on the way. Now, we do have detection, that is true, but... The Observer! No! The Observer is going to get sniped. A little bit sus there, but Krystianer, he has lost 2 Observers so far. No detection. Not anymore. And Geralt, he's just opening things up for his Dark Templar. Prism is coming in. DT's right into the main. Uh-oh. And we have no Observers. Geralt, he dives on in. He depowers the robo, and that could just be it. Depowers the robo, denies any detection whatsoever. Cannons are on the way in a moment of desperation. And we get 7 probe kills in the main base. Can we save the robo? Up. The DTs, they don't quite get on top of it. They're going for the mineral line instead. We have a cannon on the way. Sentry gets targeted. Probes are falling left and right. This is too much damage. 13 probe kills. We get the cannon. We need the Observer. It's still on the way. As Krystianer is being pulled apart. And he will eventually stabilize. Eventually. Oh, as we still have DTs in every single mineral line, every single base. It's on fire. It's all flashing red. And this is just becoming too much. Krystianer is going to be forced all in. He may not like it, may not want it, but I mean, we still haven't even dealt with this. There's still just too much going on. Geralt's always there to punish. Dark Templar still in between the bases. We get 41 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Detection's finally out. GG gets called. The writing was on the wall, and Gerald takes game number 1 with the Invisible Man. GG. Cheeky move there out of Gerald, but very clean moves overall. Remember, Gerald sniping those observers time and time again, and when he dove into the natural, he depowered the robo. He depowered the robo, went for the Invisible Man, went for the DTs, and there was just nothing that Krystianer could do. Absolutely nothing there. It was a checkmate move. And with that, Gerald finds himself with a lead. Let's go. Does take a lead in the series, but as a reminder, this is the grand finals, a gran finale, which means best of 5. It is a best of 5. We have plenty more games ahead of us. Plenty more games to come. Let's go. Here we go as we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, leading the series 1-0. Can he extend that lead even further? Can he maintain that momentum representing Storm Gaming? It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other Polish Protoss player, the blue Polish Protoss representing Team Blazer. Down in this series, can he bounce back? Can he even things up? It is Krystianer. Here we go. Whew. Again, that was a wild game 1. And what more do we have in store for us? So far, 2 gate openers. 2 gate openers all around. We spoke about this in the previous PvP, how it can be quite commonplace to mine through these minerals and to proxy your pylon on the other side, or at least fake a proxy pylon, which is what Bappy did against Gerald earlier today. But for the time being, we're keeping our probes back at home, getting into our gateways and scouting across the map. We will just be scouting on out there. We do see Geralt mining through the mineral patches here on the right-hand side. Ooh, which means we could go for a fake proxy pylon or a real one. Probe is going to be skirting the edge here to throw said pylon down. And Krystianer, he's coming in for a scout. And it looks like a fake proxy pylon. Pylon has been thrown down. What I mean by a fake proxy pylon, we're not committing. We're not throwing down any tech here. It is just designed to psych out your opponent. Because Krystianer, he's scouting, he's checking, and he knows, hold up, your pylon is missing. Your pylon should be here, and it's not. So Krystianer, he has to respect it. He has to look for it. Adepts are on the way for both players. And will Krystianer call Geralt's bluff? As he refuses to move around with that probe. And now checking that natural. Behind this, going for a Stargate opener. Okay, bold move. And he's going to be checking the northern side of the map. Very interesting. So, Krystianer, he's scouting. He's looking for the pylon. Even though he won't come across it. Again, it isn't real, thankfully for Krystianer. So, not the worst case scenario. Adepts are moving out. They get spotted by the Zelnaga. Gerald coming back around. Does turn back around here. And Krystianer, he's doubling down on more adepts. And he is calling Geralt's bluff, by the way. Like, going for the Stargate opener is going to be for Oracles. Adept and Oracle harass on the horizon here from Krystianer. Does commit to the shade. Doesn't break in. Is trying to, though. Oh, una más. Doesn't quite get it. This is going to be a big loss here for Krystianer. Both adepts go down. A brutal start. Doesn't look like a lot, but 2 adepts at this phase of the game is everything. And now instead of 4 adepts to harass, it's only 2. So really rough loss there by Krystianer, just misjudging the situation. Oracle is going to be on the way. Wait, Phoenix first? Ooh. Krystianer misreading the situation. Okay, so Krystianer, he went Phoenix first because he thought it was Proxy Stargate. He assumed it was Proxy Stargate. The Phoenix won't achieve anything. The Oracle's delayed. We are walled off. Yeah, this has been a messy start here for Krystianer. Again, quite unfortunate. Does force back those Fs where they live. Natural's on the way. Is on the way here for Gerald. And now we can start moving out. And we'll see if Krystianer can bounce back. Again, it's not the biggest of deficits, but oh, even Gerald, he shades into the main base. Doesn't commit, but does scout his opponent. Phoenix is moving out. Back at home, Blink is on the way. Gerald has a massive lead when it comes to Blink. And so far, this Stargate opener hasn't amounted to much at all. The Adepts do make it in, but there are Stalkers in position. We're going to get one probe kill. Just the one probe. We get a scout off. We get eyes on the tech. We get eyes on the Twilight Council. And Krystianer, he is going to be clean. He is going to be cleaned up. Team is just scouting, checking, trying to figure out what exactly the opener was. And there's going to be a window. There's going to be a big window here where Gerald, he has Blink. Krystianer doesn't. Gerald, he's getting his third base up and running. Off of 3 gateways once again. And yeah, Gerald, he is in the driver's seat right now. Krystianer, he's stuck at home. And the problem is that he can't be active. Like, Krystianer, he cannot move out. Because if he does, he's going to lose all these Stalkers. Like, he just doesn't have the mobility of Gerald's army. So he's stuck at home at least until Blink finishes. And you can see it's being chronoed as we speak. Oracle coming in from the north. I could get some damage done, but we have a shield battery. We have a shield battery at the natural, shield battery in the main base. Soon to be a shield battery at the third. So these mineral lines are pretty safe. They're pretty safe here against the Oracle. And we'll see if Krystianer can bounce back. Now, we've spoken about this before. There are comeback mechanics in PvP, whether it's Dark Templar, whether it's Disruptors, Mass Blink Stalker. I want to believe that Krystianer can bounce back, but, you know, the pressure is on. And he's double expanding. That's one way to do it. Taking his third and his fourth. Again, Krystianer, he knows he has to cut corners. The fourth base is scouted, by the way. Gerald, he sees, he's going for it. He's going right for that fourth base. He knows what he wants. Now, he has an observer, so he sees the rotation. He does see Krystianer moving towards the left-hand side, so instead he rotates over towards the right. Sees the army once again. Gerald trying to find a way in. There is a spotter probe. Krystianer rotating over towards the third base, which means there is an opening. There is an opening. Gerald doesn't go for it, though. He's going for the gold. Oh, my God. Rushing into the gold base instead of say shade into the third. They get cleaned up. And a big stasis here on the Stalkers. Oh, my God. Krystianer, he can catch this. He can catch the Stalkers. This is going to be a big pick-off here for Krystianer, and he needed this. He did need this. Takes down a Stalker. And he can chase this down with Blink. Forces the recall. He gets 1. He gets 3. 4 Stalkers in total go down. Big losses there for Gerald. Finally, something going Krystianer's way. It's been a rough game. It's been a rough game so far for him, but he shuts down the army. He saves his fourth. He gets away with a faster fourth base as well. Gerald's gold is still on the way. And Krystianer, he scouted the gold. He saw it earlier with his Phoenix. He is aware. And now Krystianer, with that Stalker lead, is moving out. He's going to try and punish this. 20 to 15. We have a 5 Stalker lead for Krystianer. We do have that stasis trap as well. It gets baited. Good control by Gerald. Baits out the stasis. Holds onto his gold. At the same time, we do have a War Prism coming in from behind. Making its way towards the main base. And Krystianer has no idea. Does not have eyes on that Prism. Gerald getting into double immortal production. Oh my god. He's got 2 robos. Getting into his immortals. DTs, they try to harass. Shut down up by the cannon. And the revelation. More Dark Templar on the way. Now, with the DT revealing itself, we should be throwing down cannons. And there we go. We have a cannon in almost every mineral line. Almost. Ooh, as a prism does make its way into the main. As Krystianer's moving out, by the way. Phoenix is going to shut down the prism. DTs, they force the overcharge. And it looks like we will keep this base alive. A good cleanup here by Krystianer. Oh, I spoke a bit too soon, but he cleans up the DTs. And we're pushing. With 2 prisms. Okay. With 2 more prisms, we are committed. Oh, 1 prism is going to be going down, but it's okay. We have 2. We have a second. And they will pull back with his zealots. Trying to collapse on this army. Pushing in from both angles. We do have a couple of immortals. We focus on the shield battery. Overcharge, putting in a lot of work. The shield battery survives. Ooh, takes a while to focus down. Stalkers, they're falling left and right. Gerald, he's holding. He shuts this army down completely. Yeah, the immortals, they went to town on these stalkers. Only the zealots survived. Just a really awkward angle. We needed the zealots to buffer for the stalkers, but the stalkers were exposed. Just a really awkward angle. And Gerald, he takes a big fight. And the problem is that Krystianer, he has an army, but it's pure zealot. Like there's not much here. These zealots, they're lacking a backbone. They're lacking more stalkers, really. And Gerald, he gets away with his gold, getting his 5th. Gerald, he maintains every single immortal as well. Looks like only 1 was killed. And how do we refine ourselves? What is the ideal? The Disruptor. Let's go. The Bay is finishing up. We're getting into double Disruptor production. We saw how well Gerald can handle his Protoss spores in the last series against Bappy. We're going to see it again here against Krystianer. Here we go. The Disruptors, they're coming. The balls are coming, Bappy. Let's go. And just the quality of the army for Gerald is just getting better and better. It's being refined. Krystianer, he's staying on a low gas count. You can see no gases at the 3rd, at the 4th, at the 5th. No gas mining here either at the triangular 3rd. No gases at the natural. It's just pure zealot. It's just mass zealots and a handful of stalkers. That's all we have. Now, because this army is cheap, we're maxed out. Krystianer has maxed out. But again, this army does not scale amazingly into a longer game. It's pretty committed. It's pretty all in. We do get a kill. Ooh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Gerald out of position. Rotating over. We dive on forward, but the Disruptors, they've arrived. First Nova goes off. Zones back the army. Second Nova will connect as well. Takes down a big chunk of Zealots. Yeah, force fields are thrown down, and they do so well against a mass Zealot army. We might barely get a kill on the gold, but not even. We hold on to the gold base. Nova goes off. Zones away the Stalkers. The Zealots are breaking through somewhat. They managed to take down a couple of those Disruptors. But the main army of Gerald stands strong. We force back the army. We're looking to snowball out of control. The Nova once again. On the Zealots. And that's all that we had. The Prism goes down. Krystianer, he was completely all in with that. It was all or nothing. And now we have nothing. GG gets called. And Gerald takes a 2-0 lead in this series in the grand finals. Oh my god. One more is all we need. And this is a big moment for Gerald, not just to become this week's champion, but to also beat Krystianer for the first time this year. I mentioned before, the stats that they've played quite often. They played 5 times so far in 2024, and Krystianer has won every single time. But now, he's in some trouble. He is in quite a bit of trouble. The pressure is on. Can Krystianer pull off over a sweep? Can he bounce back from the brink here as we're loading in to Hecate? Here we go. Again, Gerald, he needs one more to close it out, to become this week's champion. Krystianer has to bring it back here and now. Every single game. No more mistakes, no more missteps, no more losses allowed here for Krystianer. Otherwise, it's over. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 2-0. One more is all he needs. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, he has to fight back here and now. He needs your support in the chat if you want the series to continue. The blue Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer, it is Krystianer. This is it. And again, last game was just really unfortunate. I thought that Krystianer had called Gerald's bluff, and I thought he was going Oracle first, but no, he went Phoenix first. He misread the game in game number 2. He thought it was a proxy Stargate. It wasn't. The Phoenix did nothing. The Oracle did nothing. And Krystianer, honestly, he was behind from the beginning. From the openers, he was at a deficit. And he was just trying to recover from that moment, and he just could not. And now we find ourselves on match point. 2-gate opener. It's going to be 2 gateways here out of Krystianer. It's going to be 2 gateways out of Gerald. And Gerald, he has some freedom right now. He avoids the center attack path. I'm feeling a proxy pylon. We're going for a proxy pylon here. Do we commit, or is it just for show? As he's going to be hiding it here at the center base. It looks like it's just for show. Yep, fake proxy pylon out of Gerald. Now, the problem is that because Geralt is up 2-0, with this scout from Krystianer, I would not blame him for believing it's a real proxy, right? Like, I was about to say that we can work with this. Like, we have some room to breathe right now. If Geralt wanted to spice things up and throw out a proxy, then he totally can. He can totally cheese it up. And we can see that it's a fake. We can see that it's just, you know, a fake out here, hoping to force another overreaction. Krystianer refuses, throws down the pylon on the low ground, setting up for his expansion. He's checking the top left-hand corner of the map. He moves out with a second probe. Like, this is already good damage. Basically, Krystianer now has 2 workers not mining. And one of those workers also won't see the first 2 units. So, Krystianer, he's sacrificing scanning information to scour the map right now, looking for a proxy that doesn't exist. Both stalkers have been confirmed. Another 2 stalkers on the way. Geralt will confirm this. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he finally will come across that pylon, does scout it, and now he knows it was a fake. Now he does know for certain. Ooh, as one of the scouting probes is caught. And now we can expand. Now we can expand freely. Both players going for the next side. Again, thankfully, Krystianer threw down his pylon on the low ground, so he was already kind of calling Geralt's bluff. And we have our take of choice. It's going to be the Twilight Council. Meanwhile, Geralt, he opens up double sentry first before his own tech. So much safer opener here out of Geralt. Stalkers are going to be clashing, trading 2 for 2. Was that 1 for 1? Oh, it was 2 for 2, but we do bleed out an additional Stalker. Big catch there from Geralt. As he moves out through the center, does have the Stalker lead. With the defensive advantage, Krystianer should be okay. Should be fine. Ooh, as Geralt, he's going to keep warping in and reinforcing across the map with Adepts. Adepts are on the way. Twilight Council now in production here by Geralt. It is delayed because of the sentries. It is going to be delayed when the Adepts are caught. As Gerald, he's actually trying to bait that Stalker to chase these adepts. He doesn't go for it though. Krystianer doesn't take the bait. Does pull back. Wants none of those adepts. As Krystianer races back home. Hallucinated Oracle headed towards the main. We can see that there's nothing crazy going on, but it's important that Gerald realizes that. Again, 2 gates blink into a Robo. Oracle sips in. And you can see here that he's trying to fake it like it's a real Oracle. Krystianer, he doesn't buy it though. Yeah, no overreaction, but the depths they shade in. No! They shade into the main base. Probes are going to be going down. We get 1. We get 2. We're going to get 3, and are we going to get 4 as well? We barely do. Bit of a mistake towards the end, but 4 probe kills, a good amount of damage dealt there by 2 adepts. That is what we were looking for. And Gerald, he doesn't just throw down a 3rd gateway, he throws down a 4th. Uh-oh. Okay, so Gerald, he commits to 4 gates, which means he has a lot of production to work with. He does throw down a 3rd base, so does Krystianer. But Gerald, he does have a booming production that he's about to make use of. And his goal here is to push out and to deny the 3rd base of Krystianer. We'll see if he can. See if he can. Again, I'm curious if this is just safety gateways or not. Ah, Forge is on the way. Never mind. Safety gateways here. As Geralt is going to be taking a defensive position. A defensive stance. Forge is going to be for later upgrades, which is why we know that it was, again, just safetiness here with these gateways. Behind this 4th Nexus on the way. Very fast 4th Nexus. The 3rd isn't even done, by the way, for Krystianer. So this is a good way to get ahead. Just double expanding. And if Geralt knew about it, he could punish it. But Geralt has not seen that Nexus. Not yet, at least. Has not seen that base. Geralt's moving out. He is going to be checking, though. Yeah, he's going to be getting eyes on this. Is aware of Krystianer's playstyle. Blinks on forward, catches 1, gets 2 adepts. Will snipe the pylon, but he should not get the base. Yeah, Krystianer not too far behind. Good trades nonetheless here by Geralt, and we should be seeing our own 4th. Adepts harassing on the right-hand side. Stalkers threatening the 4th base itself. We do shade in. Ooh, and we are getting probe kills. We dive on that Nexus as well. Workers are falling. Krystianer being pulled apart. He loses 4 probes. 5 probes even. And we shade into the natural. Thankfully, there are a couple of Stalkers left over. Krystianer, he did respond. Did warp in, but that's going to be 7, 8 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. The Adept going ham. Finally goes down. Gerald getting his own 4th. Far later than the 4th of Krystianer. So Krystianer, he can actually afford these losses. He's actually got a higher probe count. Oh my god. As he shades across the map, and he will find his own damage as well. Probes are falling, but Geralt, he's committed. Geralt, he does have the army lead. We have sentries, force fields, immortals, reinforcements with that war prism. Shield battery goes down. There is no overcharge. Oh, the prism! We dive on it! We dive on the prism. We're going to be able to focus it down, but we are losing so many Stalkers in the process. Yeah, the Stalkers do fall. We focus on the pylon. Reinforcements, they do warp in. And Krystianer, can we hold? It's going to be close. We force back the army. 10 probes fell. Geralt, he rotates around. Did we lose the war prism? We did. Yeah, war prism is being remade. Geralt keeping the pressure up. Gets the pylon. The armies are pretty comparable here. Geralt still has that Stalker lead. Still has that Stalker lead overall. Yeah, Wings looking good from Krystianer. Or from both sides. Ooh, Geralt bleeding out a Stalker. Not the best start there. His own 4th fully saturated. Krystianer's as well. Worker counts are neck and neck. Observer does spot the rotation, so Krystianer is going to be able to keep up. So far, he is keeping up. Yeah, with Gerald. Krystianer is holding. We can see Gerald, he fakes the rotation. It dives in and gets the pylon. Doesn't quite get the base, but as he distracts the army, here come adepts. Krystianer having a hard time keeping up. This time, though, Krystianer, he was lying in wait. This time, Krystianer catches Gerald. Meanwhile, Gerald gets a couple more probes. But bleeds out Stalkers. Expensive losses from Gerald. Nope. These are expensive losses here. As Gerald, he's finally going to be incorporating some of his zealots. Checking our upgrades. Charge is done. +1 is done. +2 is pretty neck and neck between our two players. We see Krystianer checking with the 4th. He has not seen the northern 4th. Not yet. But he is pushing forward. Snipes the observer. Gets a couple of transferring workers. Not bad. Does manage to catch Geralt in a really awkward position, actually. Yeah, Krystianer, he does have the supply lead. Does have far more zealots, far more stalkers collapsing on the army, and Krystianer, has he done it? Overcharge is forced. Do you have the overcharge? Do you have the immortal as well? The immortal does complicate things. Again, this is still a very close defense here. Like, this immortal is still very isolated, has zealots to support it. So we have to be careful with how we engage. We dive on top of the stalkers. And Geralt fighting with half of his army. But zealots, they come in from behind. We catch the immortal. The immortal gets surrounded. Likewise, so the stalkers, they get pounced upon here. A big trap set up by Geralt. Takes down so many stalkers. And Krystianer, he may have gone the immortal, but he plummets in supply. Losing too many stalkers. Another immortal arrives, gets focused down. Zealots are reinforcing. The ebb and flow of this army. So many zealots here from Krystianer. Forces back Geralt. For a moment, +2 kicking in for both players. Krystianer, he's not giving up though. Unrelenting. Army supplies are so close. Krystianer does have the slight army lead. Stalkers are getting a lot done. Reinforcements on the way, just in time. You can see Geralt take a slightly better engagement, at least until more reinforcements arrive for Krystianer. They do come in just in time. Geralt falling back to the shield battery. Forced overcharge. And that is going to tank a lot of shots. The prism goes down. Ooh, with that prism, that's the death of this push. No more reinforcements, no more juggling. Yeah, Krystianer, he gets caught out. And you can see how quickly things snowball in favor of Geralt. He's taking a 5th base, already done. You can see Krystianer is trying to buy some time. But he's getting caught out. Yeah, forced to recall. Leading out another stalker. But very quickly here, Geralt, he gains a lot of momentum. +3 is on the way for Krystianer. Geralt actually never started his own. But there it is. GG gets called. There's just not enough here to keep on going. And Geralt, he pops off in the finals. This was a very close game 3, by the way. But GG, Geralt, he survives. And he does take the series 3-0, becoming this week's H.4.0.S Open Cup champion. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Gerald. With a very strong performance here. Again, there were a lot of mind games. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of mental battles happening between Geralt and Krystianer, especially in game number 2. But in the end, Geralt, he came out on top. Krystianer having a hard time keeping up with him. And even though Geralt has lost against Krystianer 5 series in a row, it's number 6th time is the charm. And it wasn't just that, you know, he's able to fight back and finally win a series here this year in 2024. It's also the fact that it was a 3-0. So a very strong comeback here. Very strong result. Congratulations to Geralt. Congratulations, a well-deserved win. And with that, he's going to be this week's champion. A shout out to Krystianer for making it this far and for making it to the finals. It was not an easy run for him either. Quickly going over the bracket itself, we can have a look at all of our fallen players here. Krystianer, he was able to bring down Mana 2-1, went to the ace match, but Krystianer, he popped off in at least that PvP. We also saw Krystianer take down Aristri. Aristri, he had an upset. We glossed over it a little bit because there were so many matches going on. We casted it. Aristri to take down Art was a big win. Honestly, this should have been an all PvP semis. Like, Art is the favorite player to face off against Krystianer, and that could have gone either way. But if you remember, or if you weren't here for it, Aristri, he cheesed the hell out of Art. He went for a Ling Flood in game 2 after losing a macro game in game 1, and then in game 3 he went for a Ling Queen Nidus all-in. It was just non-stop all-ins, and Aristri did beat Art in the end and did cause the upset. Unfortunately, he struggled more against Krystianer in the semis, but regardless, that was a really nice result out of Aristri. Likewise, Bappy took down Nurture. Again, Nurture making his return once again. Nurture has been a lot more active these past couple of months. It's been really cool to see Nurture, scratching that StarCraft itch that everyone has. You're never really gone, and it's really cool to see Nurture competing again. Just to reiterate, Nurture, he isn't back to competing full-time. He's a part-time player. He's just, playing in his free time. He's got a full-time job nowadays. Like, he's got his own life that he's living. But it's really cool to see him come back to his roots a little bit. Come back to where it all started in StarCraft many years ago. And it's cool to see Nurture not just coming back for that big event, but staying here. What I mean by that is, House, they hosted the House Galactic Battle, which was an offline event a month ago at this point, at the end of February. Wait, was it February? No, sorry, at the end of January. At the end of January, there was an offline LAN in Poland, and they invited a bunch of old legends. That they feature, the return of some retired players. One of them was Nurture. We had a couple of others though. Let me just quickly double check that. We did have a couple of others. It was Nurture, it was Dana. Who else was it? Paranoid. Of course, how could I forget? In my brain, I was like, was it Paranoid? I can't remember. Yes, it was Paranoid, Nurture, Dana, and Pal. 4 players that retired a long time ago, and it was really cool that they invited them. They were a part of the event, and they were all practicing in preparation for it. But post that LAN event, Paranoid, Dana, Pal, they all went back to retirement. As to be expected, Nurture didn't. He's still semi-active. He still pops up every now and then. So it is really cool to see him still a part of the community, still a part of StarCraft, and enjoying his time, I'm sure. So really cool to see. Otherwise, with that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We are done for the night. We had 2 broadcasts today. It was a long day. We casted the Stars War qualifier earlier, and we just finally wrapped up with the House of Galactic Battle, and I would enjoy some food. a little bit peckish, and I need some rest. I need some rest. So we're gonna be heading off for the night. But if you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft, we are gonna be sending out a raid and giving our love to some of the other streamers out there. I see Forjuma, I see Fear Dragon. I would love to raid Fear Dragon, but I believe he still has raids disabled. Let me just double check. Este Fear Dragon. I'm shaking my head. No, it might still be available. Oh, okay. We might raid him after this. So we might try to give Fear Dragon a little bit of love. If the raid fails, then we'll raid someone else. I know Fear Dragon, he disabled raids for a long time, and hopefully they're open again. Much love to Fear Dragon, to Ravi. So we'll give him a raid. Outside of that, though, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. We're done for today. We won't be back for another couple of days. Let me just quickly double check. I believe we have tomorrow off. We usually don't have days off, but tomorrow is going to be one of those days that we have free. And we're going to be back on Friday with the Stars War 11 Asia Closed Qualifier. The closed qualifiers are upon us. And fun fact, for those that are curious, in less than a week, I'm returning to Australia. I know a lot of people have been asking. A lot of people have been like, yo, when is the cam coming back? In over a week. In just under a week, I'm going to be traveling to Australia, but it's going to be a 32-hour trip. So, there is going to be a period where we won't be casting next week because I'm going to be traveling. So I do apologize ahead of time. I do apologize. I'm going to be traveling, but I'm returning to Australia, and then Cam's going to be back, and I'll be back on that grind, casting as much as I can. As you know, Papi, it's what we do, Papi. It's what we do. We just cast, Papi. We just cast. We'll be back. So yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of good fun. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. You can follow us on social media, ! socials in the chat. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. Follow us all things CranKy Ducklings socials. Sorry, I just misspelled socials. You can follow us wherever you please. You can also follow us on YouTube, ! YouTube in the chat. We are currently co-streaming over on YouTube as well. Shout out to all the viewers that we have on YouTube. Shout outs, special shout outs. And yeah, you can follow us there if you wish. We do upload on a daily basis on our YouTube channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We'll see you guys in 2 days for some Stars War closed qualifier action. See you then. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.